Hey guys, this is Diane here from Design Creative, and today I'm going to be showing you really briefly how or what to do when you first get Headway. Now, I've received a couple of emails from people who have no idea really about Headway. They're super intrigued by this program. They've got no idea what to do once they've installed it. They're having some difficulties, or quite frankly, they may have just set up their site wrong in the beginning, and now they're falling into some to some dangerous grounds as they're developing. So I'm going to show you a very basic setup of what you should do when you install Headway the first time. So first of all, you need to distinguish what type of project you're doing. If you're doing a blog or if you're doing a website, then you're going to be setting things up completely different in both ways. Not that much different, mind you, but you will be setting things up differently. So if you are installing a blog, really what you can do is just install Headway, which of course you would go to Appearance and Themes, and then you would install Headway as your theme. You would activate it, and then you can go straight into design mode if you want to and start building out your blocks and putting things wherever you need to. If you're making a website, then it's slightly different what you have to do. So first of all, I'm going to activate my Headway base. And of course, whenever you activate Headway, it's going to ask you to put in your license key, which I think I've already done, but let me just double check. Yeah, so I've got my license key in there. You can of course head over to the Headway dashboard to retrieve your license key, and just make sure that you save and you activate it. Now, the license key doesn't mean that you can't use Headway. You can use Headway regardless of the fact that you have a license key. You just won't be able to update it if you don't put a license key in there. Okay, so once you've activated Headway, you're basically good to go. So that's if you're making a blog, you're good to go. But if you're making a website, like I said, you still got a few more steps that you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is start creating your pages. And if you don't know what page you have yet on your site, don't worry about it. The most important thing you need to do is make sure you add a home page and you add a blog page. Now, some of you may be saying, well, I don't really want to have a blog on my website. That's fine. You don't have to have a blog on your website if you don't want one. But for now, I would say create a home and a blog page for now. It could be called news, it could be called articles, whatever your heart desires, okay? I've also added some other pages here just for, vanity's sake. So the next thing you want to do is go to settings and then reading, and here is basically where the magic starts. By keeping your setting on your latest post, so here where it says front page displays, if you're keeping your setting on your latest post, what you're telling WordPress is that you're only creating a blog. Okay, so that means if I go to mywebsite.com, it's only going to show me, the latest archive of maybe 10 or 20 of my blog posts on there. But currently I'm not doing that. I am just making a website. So with that, we have to tell WordPress that this is a website and click this radio button here and make sure it says a static page, okay? And we change the front page to home and the post page to blog, and we press save. Another thing that we might want to do if we are developing the site is we want to also discourage search engines from indexing the site straight away. Okay, so we can just press save for now for that one. Another thing that's just popped in my mind actually is some people are unsure about what to do if they're developing a site for somebody who already has a site online. Some people develop locally and some people develop on a subdomain or a subfolder. I personally prefer to develop on either one, a subdomain or a subfolder. Sometimes I develop locally and then transfer everything to a subdomain afterwards. I would definitely recommend building on a subdomain, because you're already on the environment that the website is going to be on, so then you'll be able to tell what plugins are going to work well or not work well in the environment that you're on. So definitely create a subfolder or a subdirectory. Call it test, call it whatever you please, add WordPress in there and start building from there. And of course, when you add your display settings, make sure that you discourage the search engines from indexing the site. That way you can create the site and nobody will accidentally find you in Google, as long as when you transfer this site, you do so and you take this off once you've made the transfer. Otherwise, you'll make a wicked website and nobody will be able to see you, or some people won't be able to see you. Okay, so now we've got that down. I've spoken about installing it. I've spoken about your license key. What else can we do to make sure that Headway works well? Another thing we can do is we can install a template, and you're probably thinking, well, why would I want to install a template? Well, templates are good depending on what the template is for. So if you're starting a website from scratch, what I tend to do is that I install my blank template. And the blank template is just my version of fonts that I like to use. It's taken off some of the styling that Headway automatically puts on there, like the styling to the navigation or the footer. It takes away some of the margins that are automatically added to certain blocks. So I usually go to add a blank template. Oops, sorry, no I don't. I go to install template, and then I choose my my blank slate template there, and then I activate it. Okay, and when I go to Headway, let's have a look. If I view the site, let's go to Headway. It's really just got my ideal font on there, which I like to use. I think that's Open Sans or Lato, one of those two. Also, Ginger Soul Records does his own template as well. So I'm going to install that one. Where are we? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. So his one is a complete reset. So let's activate this one and then we can see what this one looks like. See, his one is a complete reset. So you can use either. It doesn't really matter which one you use, or you can create your own ones like what I have. Maybe put it up on your own site for people to download, and yeah, you can start your projects knowing that the settings are going to be how you want them, and you're not going to have to, you know, reset a bunch of stuff or whatever. So that's a template that you can use. Another thing as well that people like to use, and what I personally like to use, is child themes. Now I know that people say, well, why would you need a child theme if you have a template? Well, the thing is, templates kind of deal with the look of your site, whereas child themes can deal with the functionality of your site. The main reason why people have child themes is, number one, that they want to use a complete different CSS for their site, but we don't have to worry about that because we have Headway CSS design editor for that. But we've also got a theme functions file, so any particular functions that I want to add to the site, that I would need a functions PHP file for, then this would just be ideal. You know, 7 times out of 10 I don't use my child theme, but it does come in handy. And the good thing about the child theme is that you can install it at any point. So you can install it just before your project or after your project. It doesn't really matter, or in between your project, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's one thing. If you don't really know how to install a child theme, I think that I've made a tutorial on YouTube to show you how to do it, but it's super easy. It literally is just a folder, a style CSS file, and a functions PHP file, and a thumbnail, which is the image that you can see here. It's all zipped up like a standard theme, and I've just uploaded it. If you have a look at my theme functions, I already have a bit of code in there, and this code allows me to draw all the short codes which I made. So for instance, say if I upload a plugin that has like 1 billion short codes in it, this plugin allows me to pull out all of those short codes. So then when I go to, let's say if I go to page, if I go to add a new page, I've now got this button here that says short code, you see? And here I can add a gallery, I can add a playlist, I can add an audio. You see, so these type of things here is what I've put in my functions PHP file to make my life just a little bit more easier when it comes to certain things. Yes, there's a whole bunch of things that you can add to the child thing. Just do a bit of research and yeah, have fun creating your own, really. So that really, I think, is about it in regards to setting up Headway and making sure that you set it up correctly the first time. So the most important thing I want you to take away from this tutorial is that, number one, if you're making a blog, you don't really have to mess around with any of the settings, but if you're making a website, you have to make sure that you choose reading and you change your front page to a static page. Okay, so then WordPress can read that this is an actual website, and when it comes to cloning your layouts, it just makes it that much easier. And you don't really run into any problems. So I hope that helps, and if you have any more questions, please stay tuned. I know that actually some of you guys have been asking me to do more you know, big tutorials like what I did with the Cyclop theme, and I aim to do them ASAP. The only reason why I've been kind of holding back a little bit is because I know that Headway has a big update coming like anytime soon. Well, I say anytime soon, but it could be like 4 or 5 months from now. I don't know, but I have been told that an update will be coming. So I'm scared to create a big tutorial like the one that I did before, in case it just becomes redundant. But having said that, and while I'm talking about it now, I'm thinking maybe I can do a mini one for now. Maybe show you a really quick way of how to set up a portfolio site or a small business site that doesn't really have that much, you know, design in it like Cyclop has, but will be quick and easy. Maybe I'll work on that. What do you say? Put your thumbs up, tell me yes or no in the comments box, and or shall I wait for the update to come? But let me know what you think, or if you've got any suggestions, please put them in the comments box, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.